Have you ever felt a spark with someone, but deep down you weren't sure if they felt it too? What if I told you your brain already knows the answer, even before your heart catches up? Every glance, every accidental touch, every lingering pause in a conversation, these aren't just coincidences. They are hidden psychological cues coded deep within human nature, revealing the truth about how he really feels about you. What if you could decode these signs with absolute certainty? What if you could see the proof, the undeniable clues that he's thinking about you even when you're not around? By the end of this video, you won't just hope he's into you. You'll know, because love isn't guesswork, it's a pattern, a language, a science. And today, I'm handing you the decoder. Watch until the end. Number 7 is the most unexpected but most powerful. Ready to unlock the truth? Let's begin. Number 1. He accidentally finds reasons to be near you. Have you ever felt it? That strange, undeniable pull, like the universe keeps pushing the two of you into the same spaces? The grocery store, the library, the gym, and there he is. Again, just a coincidence? Think again. This isn't luck. This is psychology. When someone is drawn to you, their subconscious does the work before they even realize it. Scientists call this proximity seeking, an instinctive, almost primal urge to be near someone we're emotionally and physically attracted to. His brain, it's not just guiding him, it's gravitating toward you. And here's where it gets interesting. This pull isn't just about attraction. It's about comfort, safety, and the deep-seated desire to be part of someone's world. His subconscious is asking a question he doesn't even realize yet. Do I belong here with you? Here's how you know. The next time you find yourself in a conversation, try this. Pause. Shift slightly away. If he instinctively steps closer without thinking, that's his subconscious answering from a silent, undeniable yes. And if this has ever happened to you, trust me, this is just the beginning, because what happens next changes everything. Number 2, his friends know your name before you've even met them. Imagine this. You walk into a room full of people you've never met, yet they already know exactly who you are. They smile knowingly, some exchange glances, and then one of them says your name. That moment, that's when you realize you've been living rent-free in his conversations for weeks. This isn't just small talk. This isn't casual. This is proof. Proof that when he's not with you, you're still on his mind. Proof that your presence in his life isn't just a fleeting thought. It's a topic of discussion. Psychologists call this social proofing. When we truly care about someone, we don't keep them a secret. We introduce them to our world even before they physically step into it. Why? Because on a subconscious level, he's already placing you in his future. He's weaving you into his life story. When someone frequently brings up a person's name in conversation, it's a subconscious way of validating their feelings. It signals emotional investment. They're testing how their inner circle reacts to your presence in their life before even making a move. But here's the real question. What happens next? Does he take the next step? Or does he let fear hold him back? Because the difference between a fleeting crush and a deep connection is action. And trust me, if he's already been talking about you, he's this close to making his move. But will he? That is where the real psychology begins. And speaking of real psychology, there's another sign even more powerful than this. A sign that isn't just about words, but about actions. Because what he does next, that's where the truth lies. Let's dive deeper. Number 3, his body speaks what words cannot. There's a secret language of attraction, one that speaks louder than words. You won't hear it. You won't even think about it. But if you look closely, you'll feel it. It's called mirroring, and it's not an accident. When someone unconsciously mimics your movements, it's their brain's way of saying, I feel connected to you. Scientists have discovered that when we deeply resonate with someone, our mirror neurons fire up, subtly syncing our gestures, our posture, even our breathing patterns. But here's where it gets fascinating. This mirroring isn't just body language. It's a sign that deep inside, he feels safe with you, that his subconscious is telling him, she's like me. I belong here. So the next time you're with him, try this. Run your fingers through your hair, adjust your sleeve, cross your legs, then wait. Watch closely. If he follows suit without realizing it, he's not just paying attention to you, he's connecting with you on a level words can't reach. And if he does mirror you, well, let's just say chemistry isn't just a feeling, it's a science. And in that moment, you own the room. And speaking of science, the next sign takes this connection even deeper. Because what happens when he not only mirrors you, but starts remembering the tiniest details about you, details you don't even remember telling him? Stay with me, because this next one, it's powerful. Number 4, he remembers the small stuff, and that's everything. Love isn't loud. It's not in grand gestures, expensive gifts, or picture-perfect dates. It's in the quiet moments, the details so small they're almost invisible, but they aren't to him. When someone truly cares, they pay attention. Not just to your words, but to your emotions, your habits, the tiny details you never thought were important. And why? Because to him, you are important. Psychologists call this selective attention. His brain prioritizes you because when we deeply value someone, our mind clings to the things that make them them. Their favorite coffee order, the way their voice changes when they talk about their dreams, the song that makes their eyes light up. That's not coincidence. That's cares. It's not about the matcha. It's about what the matcha means. It's proof that you are seen, valued, and remembered. And in a world that moves so fast, where people forget birthdays and cancel plans last minute, finding someone who remembers the small stuff, that's rare. That's real. But how do you know when he's emotionally invested? This next sign reveals it all. Number 5, his nerves betray his heart. You ever notice how his hands fidget when he's near you? How his voice catches for just a second? That's not clumsiness. It's his brain fighting his heart. Science has a name for this: limbic hijacking. When we're deeply attracted to someone, our brain releases a rush of dopamine, the pleasure chemical. But here's the twist. That same surge shuts down the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logical thinking and smooth speech. That's why he suddenly forgets how sentences work when you're around. His brain is at war. His emotions are pulling him toward you, but his logic is scrambling to keep up. And that tension, it's electric. Here's how to test it. Next time you're together, hold his gaze just a second longer than usual. Watch his breath hitch, his fingers twitch, maybe even a nervous laugh escaping. That's not just attraction, it's chemistry in real time. So if he stumbles over his words or fidgets with his sleeves, don't tease him too much. You're not making him nervous. His feelings are. But what happens when nervousness turns into trust? The moment he lets his guard down, you'll know he sees you differently. Number 6, he lets you see his fears. The moment his walls crumble. There's a moment in every deep connection, a shift so subtle yet so powerful it can change everything. It's when he lets you see what he usually hides, his fears, his failures, the weight he carries but never speaks about. Men are taught to be strong, to hold it together, so when he shares his doubts, his insecurities, it's not just words, it's permission. He's silently saying, I trust you enough to break my armor. And that's rare. Psychologists call this emotional disclosure, but let's be real, it's more than that. It's the foundation of a love that doesn't just survive, but grows. And here's the part no one tells you. If he lets you in, even just a little, don't rush to fix him. Don't offer solutions. Just hold that moment. Because in that silence, in that space between his words, connection is being built. And here's the magic. The more emotionally safe he feels with you, the more he'll crave your presence. This isn't just attraction, it's bonding at its deepest level. And that's where real love begins. And when a man starts to feel truly connected, he does something even more powerful. He starts making space for you in his future. Number 7, he doesn't just make plans, he creates a future with you. There's a world of difference between a late-night "what did" text and a man who plans for you. One is convenience, the other is commitment. When someone truly values you, they don't leave time with you up to chance. They carve out space for you in their world because, to them, you matter. Studies in attachment psychology reveal that consistency is the strongest predictor of emotional security in relationships. The more someone integrates you into their routine, the deeper their investment in you. So ask yourself, when he talks about the future, does he say I or we? If his plans automatically include you, his heart already does too. Love isn't spoken, it's scheduled. But what happens when words aren't enough? What if his actions reveal something even stronger than his plans? Let's talk about the power of emotional investment. Number 8, he's genuinely curious about your passions. Imagine this. You're lost in a conversation about something you love, photography, poetry, music, and instead of a polite nod, he leans in, his eyes locked onto yours, his questions pulling you deeper. He's not just listening. He's absorbing every word like it matters, because to him, it does. This isn't small talk. This is emotional investment. When a man is genuinely curious about what makes your soul come alive, he's not just passing time, he's mapping your mind, studying your thoughts. wanting to understand what fuels your fire, because somehow your passion ignites something inside him too. And here's the most beautiful part. When a man truly sees you, not just your beauty, not just your presence, but the way your eyes light up when you talk about the things you love, he's already imagining a future with you in it. Because when someone's soul fascinates you, letting them go feels impossible. But this alone isn't enough, because curiosity is just the beginning. The real sign, it's in what he does next. And that is where things get even deeper. Number 9, he stands up for you, even when you're not there. Imagine this. You're not in the room, you're not there to defend yourself, but someone brings up your name, maybe as a joke, maybe as a careless comment. And then he steps in. This isn't just about words. It's about action. It's about instinct. When someone truly cares about you, their loyalty doesn't flicker. It burns, even in your absence. In psychology, we call this in-group bias, a deep, primal instinct to protect those we see as ours. It's the same instinct that makes a parent shield their child or a friend defend a lifelong bond. If he's doing this for you, he's not just interested, he's invested. But here's what makes this truly powerful. It's not performative. He doesn't do it to impress you. He does it because deep down, he can't let disrespect slide. And that's rare. Love isn't just about the big grand gestures. It's about what happens when you're not looking, when you're not listening, when you have no idea who's speaking your name in a room you're not in. And if he's not just defending you, but talking about you when you're not around, well, that's where things get even more interesting. Number 10, his future plans whisper a promise. Love isn't just about the present. It's about where someone sees you in their future. And here's the truth. When a man casually drops, "You'd love this restaurant," or "We should go there someday," it's not just small talk. It's his subconscious revealing his intentions. Psychologists call this future projection, right? It's when the brain instinctively starts weaving someone into long-term plans before they've even fully realized how much they care. Think about it. No one plans a road trip with someone they don't see sticking around. No one imagines cozy winter nights, Sunday morning coffee runs, or spontaneous getaways with someone they're unsure about. His words aren't just words. They're an invitation, a silent confession, a glimpse into a heart that's already chosen you. Sometimes he doesn't even realize he's doing it. His heart speaks before his mind catches up. That's why listening, really listening to how he talks about the future is so important. Pay attention to how often he includes you in future moments. If he does it consistently, it's not an accident, it's commitment in disguise. And if he's making plans with you, not just around you, congratulations. You're not just a chapter in his story. You're becoming part of the whole book. Love. It's the invisible force that shapes our choices, rewires our brains, and sets our souls on fire. But here's the secret most people miss. Love isn't just about fate or luck. It's about recognizing the signs that are already there. You now have the tools to see what most people overlook. Every glance, every nervous fidget, every accidental encounter, it means something. It's your choice. Will you ignore the signs, or will you step forward with clarity, confidence, and a heart wide open? Try one of these signs this week. Watch closely, feel the energy shift, and when you see the truth staring back at you, don't second guess it. Trust it. And if you want to master the unspoken language of love, the science behind every touch, every word, every heartbeat, join me. Subscribe now. Because love, it's not just a feeling, it's a language. And I'll help you speak it fluently.